What's up, fuckers? Well, video number 2 for Knives of the Year. But this is the $50 to $100 category. But first off, if you like my content, I'd ask that you would subscribe, share, and give a thumbs up. Let's get into it. This list is going to have a total of 10 knives. But before I get into the list, I'd like to share with you guys a couple of honorable mentions. One of those honorable mentions is going to be the Kaiser Hiccup. Kaiser is on this list and the next list quite a bit, actually. They've got more than one submission. So it was kind of hard for me to choose because I love this goddamn Hiccup. But there were a couple of other knives that I preferred. So honorable mention number 1 is the Kaiser Hiccup. Another honorable mention, another great knife, is the Mikkel Williamson Copenhagen, or Williamson Copenhagen rather. This is the Ready 14C28N blade steel, access bar cross lock, super fidgety, super ergo. But once again, I had a couple of other knives that were on the list that I felt pushed this off the list because I tried to keep it at 10. So those are the 2 honorable mentions. Now let's get to the 10. First up, a fucking fabulous knife. That is the Baby Banter by Savvi. I also have the Big Banter. Never had the regular Banter, but this Baby Banter is all it's cracked up to be, man. This one came in at $61. This is the green micarta version. It is deployed via your titanium thumb studs. We're looking at an overall length on this knife of 5.46 inches. Blade length is 2.34 inches. It is a drop point blade consisting of Nitro V blade steel that has been stonewashed. It's a rather light knife coming in at 2 ounces flat. The blade is riding on caged ceramic bearings. It does have nested liner lock. Your liners are nested. Really looks good. This forward finger choil does allow for a full purchase, no refund. Full purchase, no refund. That's right. I don't know if you guys can see here, but I actually put a good edge on this. Nitro V is a renowned steel. You know, it's a good mix of has a good mix of edge retention, hardness, ease of sharpening, and it is rather corrosion resistance. The slight bit of jimping that's at the base of the blade when you choke up allows you to get a good grip on it. This version is the green micarta, like I mentioned, but they also have a number of other colors in the G10, and they even have a black blade one that you can get. And I can occasionally front flip this bitch. Don't know if you guys have ever tried it, but I think that's pretty cool. That's number 1. Number 2 on the list, another Savvi, none other than the Conspirator. There were about 3 other options that had the same type of configuration, button lock, blah, blah, blah. However, the Conspirator is the one that spoke to me the most, and this is the one that I have in my collection. This particular version was a little bit more expensive, but you can get them about $79. It is deployed via your flipper tab on the back. And there's also a fuller that allows you to flick it out. Rather large knife, full-size knife, coming in at an overall length of 8 inches, just over 8 inches, 8.11 inches to be exact. Your blade length is coming in at 3.75 inches. Once again, Nitro V for the blade steel. This version is a Damascus steel. I don't necessarily know which steels they mixed to make this Damascus, but we're just going to go with Nitro V. Drop point blade, riding on caged ceramic bearings, flat grind, full flat grind actually. There is some swedging at the top of that blade. Ergos are good. Your pocket clip is a deep carry reversible, right or left hand tip up. I don't know if I mentioned that on the Baby Banter, but the Baby Banter also had a reversible right or left hand tip up carry pocket clip. There are a couple of other options with this knife you could get. You can get a stonewash finish with black micarta, and there might even be a couple of more. I'm not sure. They may even have it in G10 To be honest with you, I don't know. But that's number 2 on the list. Coming in at number 3 was, I had to pick one because there's 3 different versions. And that is the Tauser series. So originally they dropped the Tauser K, which was a favorite of mine. Then they came out with the White Mountain Knives exclusive button lock version of the Tauser K. And then just recently, they released probably my favorite version besides the original, and that is the Tauser S. The Tauser S Perfect EDC knife. This one came in at $64. This one was the cheapest out of all 3 of the Tausers. It is deployed via your thumb studs. Overall length on this knife is 6.88 inches. The actual blade length is 3 inches. It is in 154 cm blade steel, sheep's foot configuration. The blade steel has been black washed. There is a forward finger choil on this blade that does allow that full purchase, so it fits great in the hand. The sheep's foot style blade is actually my favorite when it comes to shapes. You know, it's very EDC friendly. You can do a number of tasks with it. Flat grind on the blade. It's also riding on multi-row cage bearings. I think all the Tausers have multi-row bearings. This is a liner lock, and yeah, this is my favorite, I believe, out of the Tausers. And that's number 3 on the list. All right, coming in at number 4, again, another Kaiser. This one is one of my favorite knives, hands down, regardless of category, and that is the Mini Roach. This one came in at $75. It is a Matt Degnan design. It originally, when you first buy it, it comes with a flipper tab. That flipper tab is removable. I don't know if you guys can see that there. You can see where it was removed. I prefer to have it removed. By removing that, you're allowed to hit that finger choil up there, and you can get that full purchase, no refund. Full purchase, no refund. That's right. The Roach has got an overall length of 7.12 inches. Your blade length's coming in at just at 3 inches. It is in 154 cm. They classify this as a drop point. I more look at it more as a spear point, to be honest with you. But you know, who's to argue? Beautiful, beautiful hollow grind on that blade, man. Hell of a grind. Super slicey. They got some swedging at the top. It just looks great. This one also is riding on cage ceramic bearings. This version here is the green G10 version with the honeycomb pattern. They also have this in black. Stainless steel liners. This one is a liner lock also. It's got a, unfortunately for the left-handed people out there, the pocket clip is only right-hand tip-up carry. It normally comes with a stainless steel pocket clip. However, I went ahead and modified that and put a deep carry titanium pocket clip from Kaiser. You can get it on their website. I just think it adds that little bit of extra pop to the knife. I tell you, one thing I would love would be for them to release a premium version of this knife, like a titanium, even some micarta. I think that would be badass. All right, next one up is another good goddamn knife. I tell you, I'm full of them. And that is none other than the Real Steel Huggin. Real Steel has grown on me. I got a couple of their knives, not many. I think 2 to be exact in the collection. I got the G-frame, and then I got this one. This was their first release in 2022. It's a full-size knife. It is an Ivan Bregnitz collab. I'm not sure if I'm butchering his name or not. If I am, I apologize. But the overall length on this one's coming in at 8.31 inches. Your blade length's coming in at 3.66 inches. It is in VG10 steel. It is black coated. I tell you, I love me some goddamn VG10. True story. This knife utilizes what they call the slider lock. Basically crossbar access lock, but they just call it the slider lock. It is riding on washers. Super fidgety, drop point blade. The weight on this one's coming in at 3.5 ounces. This version has the OD Green G10 scales with steel liners. There are a couple of other versions. And as a matter of fact, this February of 2023, White Mountain Knives is going to be releasing an exclusive. And I'll be sure to grab that one also. Great knife, great EDC. They did a fabulous job on that sharpening choil. You can see where your plunge grind gives you plenty of space before you hit that edge. Highly, highly recommended. That was the Real Steel Huggin. Next up, or the next two are going to be coming from the same company. But first up is going to be the Vasteed Nightshade LT. Man, oh man, boy, let me tell you. When I first unboxed the knife, it gave me cock vibes. Hate to say it. Looks like a dick almost. But it's amazing, bro. I can't shit ya. The knife came in about $69. It is a flipper tab on the back that is executed perfectly. That knife just flies the fuck out. This is a kukri shilling cutter mashup, kind of a mix of the two style of blades. Your overall length's coming in at 7.48 inches. The blade length's 3.26 inches. It's in 154 cm blade steel that's been stone washed. You have a full flat grind, a beautiful crown spine. I mean, for $69, the shit they did to this knife, it just blows me away. It just shows you that a lot of these other companies overcharge for far less. This version has the gray G10 scales that are contoured. This one is also riding on cage bearings, and it is also a liner lock. But look at that action. It just straight drops. The pocket clip is not reversible. It is a right hand tip up carry only. But they did put a lanyard hole for the weirdos on this. So they looked out for y'all. All right, bear with me. Let me close my door. Okay, sorry about that. Fix the camera. Next up is another Vasteed, and that is the Vasti Raccoon. Oh man, what can I tell you, bro? This is possibly, and I know I've mentioned this in other videos, but this one right here, when it comes to budget button locks of the year, you're looking at this one and the CJRB, the CJRB Pyrite. CJRB Pyrite was in the $0 to $50 category. This one is in the $50 to $100 category, but you're only talking about a $9 difference. When this dropped, it was $59, but if you use the code Raccoon, you saved yourself $5, so I got it for $54 out the door. Originally, it comes with satin finished thumb studs. However, I swapped them out for some Kaiser thumb studs. I think it adds a little bit of pop to it. It's got an overall length of 7.6 inches. Your blade length's 3.25 inches. It is a drop point blade consisting of 14C 28M blade steel. We have a full flat grind on that. Black micarta scales. They refer to their button lock as the Trek lock, but it is a button lock, but I believe some of the way it's set up in there is a little bit different than your typical traditional button lock. Oh. The pocket, it's a great pocket clip. It's not what most people would consider a deep carry. You do have a little bit that hangs out the pocket, not much, but I think the placement of it's great. There's no hot spots. There's that little forward finger choil there allowing for that full purchase. I do wish they would have went up the blade a little bit further with this jimping right here, but for the price, you can't complain. Ergos are amazing, action's amazing. Raccoon by Vasteed. All right, we're getting close to the end, fuckers, I promise. Next up, another Savivi. This is the Savivi Thug 2. What can I say about this? When it first dropped, a lot of people talked about it, and then it just kind of fell off. I've been rocking this knife all year, man. I love this goddamn knife. This is a Matt Christensen design. I think I paid about $73 when it first dropped. It is deployed via your thumb studs. That's your only form of deployment. The overall length, 6.48 inches. Blade length is 2.69 inches. It is in Nitro V blade steel, Tonto configuration with a compound dual grind on it, which they executed flawlessly, I might add. Looks great, fits in the hand great, perfect fifth pocket carry. Black stonewash finish on the blade. We've got black G10 scales. That pocket clip is reversible, right or left hand carry, tip up. And it is also riding on cage bearings. And that is the Savivi Thug 2. That's right. All right, fuckers. I think we're here getting to the end. Last one on my list I had to go back and forth on. Well, actually, I got two more. I'm lying to you. First up is going to be, and I have 3 versions of this knife. That is none other than the Kavist variant PE2. I never got on the first release of this knife, to be honest with you. I didn't even really know about the PE1, but I damn sure knew about the PE2, and I jumped on it. Mr. Lundquist is a really good guy, man. I've dealt with him privately on a couple of issues. He stands behind his knives. You can tell he loves what he does. He actually makes these knives out of his basement. Of course, he used QSP for the OEM work, but he does all the designing literally right from his door. $69 for this particular version. This originally was a Jade G10 with a black stonewash blade. I did a little swapping around. I dyed the scales, and then I took that blade off of my titanium one and put it on this one. I just think it looked a little bit better. The overall length on this one's coming in at just under 7 inches at 6.97 inches. Blade length's 2.98 inches. So for anybody who has to stay underneath that 3-inch guideline, this'll do good for you. 14C 28M blade steel that's been stonewashed, full flat grind, and a Wharncliffe style blade. Once again, Wharncliffe and Sheepsfoot are my favorite style of blades for sure. It's deployed via the front flipper, and then you also have that cutout right there. This one's also riding on cage ceramic bearings. When you order the knife, it allows you to do the, if you wanted it to have both the left and right hand tip up option for your pocket clip, you have to select that. Being that I'm not left-handed, I went ahead and just went with the standard right hand tip up carry for my pocket clip. One negative to the knife is the non-existent sharpening choil. I do believe that they're addressing it on the PE3 that is set to drop. I know that there's a pre-order currently for that, but I believe they're going to be coming sometime in January for the pre-order, and then after that it'll be Blade Show Atlanta. That is the Kavist Bladeworks variant PE2. All right, fuckers. Last on the list. Promise. This is another goddamn Kaiser, and that is the Kaiser XL Feist. This one is a Justin Lundquist design. You know, for the longest time, I always wondered if Lundquist from Kavist and Justin Lundquist were related. I don't know, but it makes you wonder. This knife is, I paid $89. It was a pre-order right sometime in November from Justin Lundquist's website. I went ahead and pre-ordered it. It shipped within 2 to 3 weeks from that pre-order. Again, I paid $89. It is a front flipper only. Overall length on this one is 7.75 inches. Blade length at 3.3 inches. This is in the 4V blade steel. It is a black wash finish on that blade. Drop point blade, black micarta scales. It is a liner lock that is riding on cage bearings. The aesthetics are beautiful, man. Beautiful knife. When that blade goes home, it literally eats the whole blade, and it fits in the pocket perfectly. The pocket clip is a right hand tip up carry only pocket clip, stainless steel, and just ergonomically, it's perfect. I don't got much else to say about that. Well, that was the list, y'all. You know, I hope you guys agreed with it. Just to go over shit again, let's go ahead and put them back out. We had that baby Banter, which I love. Then we had that Conspirator, right? Now, if they're not in order, I apologize. After that, I believe we had the Huggin. Then we had the, these aren't in no particular order. This is just the top 10. So I'm just going to keep throwing them out there. Vasteed Raccoon. Vasteed Nightshade, or Nightshade rather. Tauser S. Kavist variant. Mini Thug, or rather Thug 2. And then we had that Feist. Man, oh man, what a lineup. 2022 was a great goddamn year. Love you. Mean it. Until the next time, cut something, cut someone. Just don't cut yourself. Stay dangerous, fuckers.